What's up, tribe? How you guys doing? Go ahead and hit that subscribe button, and I hope you like this video. This is Put a Ring on It, Season 3, Episode 2. So look, I'm gonna be honest with y'all. The dates part of this episode didn't bother me as much as the breakdown of who these couples really are. And I'm gonna be honest with you, all three of these couples have some really serious warning signs for me. So I'm just gonna go couple by couple, and we're just gonna go down the line. So we'll start with let me go and look at my notes, child. We'll go ahead and start with Shay and Alfonso. So we left off the last episode with Shay running in the bathroom getting very upset because Alfonso was taking everything as a joke, right? So she comes back, they sit back down, and he says in his confessional that he's actually kind of pissed off right now because he feels like what's going on between them is private and it's not anybody else's business and it doesn't need to be aired out. Then, sir, you probably shouldn't go on a reality show. Like, I'm not even understanding this. Everybody don't need to know our business. You literally signed up to go on a reality show to tell your business. I'm not sure what you thought y'all were going to talk about. I'm not sure what you thought the conversation was going to consist of. But if you're going on a show where the premise of the show is at the end of this process, you're going to make a decision about whether you're going to marry this woman or not. And y'all have already been engaged and then called off the engagement, whoever asked for the ring back, whatever. You had to know that her concerns or her issues with the relationship and why y'all aren't ready to get married or why y'all aren't already married, you had to know that was going to be a problem. You had to know that was going to come up. So the minute he said that, I said to myself, either A, you have absolutely no idea what you signed up for, or B, you came on this show just to floss, just to show off the private jet and the Louboutins and the Versace, like, and you just were trying to floss and show us that you know who you are, and you weren't really here for the process. Because for you to get mad on the first day about y'all information, y'all business being told, yeah. So we'll come back to the two of them. All right. Then we get to Otis and is her name Christina? I want to make sure I'm saying it right. Christian. Now remember last week, Mr. Otis got mad because Christian brought home the flowers from her date, and he told her to go take a shower. Their situation for me, like last week, I was really upset at what he said, and how he talked to her and how he treated her. Do I think that they're at a point in my mind that it's like a red alert? Not quite. Last week I was on red alert with them, but this week, because the other two couples cut up so bad, honestly, they fell to the back of the pack. Okay. Again, I just feel like I feel like Otis heard Dr. Nicole. I feel like he heard her when she was telling him certain things about how he spoke to her, how he talked to her. And he accepted the fact that, you know, his anger is an issue and that, you know, he popped off a little bit. Maybe he jumped a little bit and was a little out of pocket. Now, when he went on his, I'm going to just go on to jump ahead to his date because, again, I'm all over the place with this review because, to me, the actual couples was way more of a concern for me than these dates they went on. So he went on his date, you know, she came to the house and, you know, they did their normal, oh, who here? Oh, she here? Oh, why she here? You know, man, this is season 3. We've been there and done that. I've already had a conversation with y'all about how I feel like it's disrespectful that these dates actually come to their house and pick them up. But that's neither here nor there. I know that's part of the drama of the show, okay? But on his date, they went and did a cake decorating class. And, you know, he decorated the cake. He came home and he gave the cake to her, right? And the cake had flowers on it, and she immediately felt like the flowers were there for like some sort of like symbol to her, like, what you got? Why you bringing these flowers, or what that's about? He said it wasn't anything because, you know, the whole flower situation. But I feel like he went out of his way to not do anything that he felt would have been, or what he would have deemed as disrespectful. And he even said, when they came back for their debriefing, he even said that he was really worried about putting boundaries in place and really worried about the people, you know, these dates getting disrespectful. But after his first date, he's not worried about that anymore. And he feels like he put way too much emphasis on that. And, you know, he realizes that he didn't have to worry about that as much. And I'm just like, calm before the storm. I ain't buying it. But again, They weren't even my concern this episode, okay? You know what? I'm gonna just go ahead and finish up with Alfonso and Shay, because when I get to this third couple, baby, this about to be a whole problem. So when Shay's date, when Alfonso's date showed up at the house, Shay showed her natural black arse. Okay, she acted a whole fool, and again, you know, I have to say, when the situation was reversed, he didn't do all of that. You know, he took it as a joke. He wasn't threatened. He said he know that that's not your type. You know, this girl, first of all, she talked to the girl crazy. She wouldn't let her in the house. Y'all know. Wouldn't let her in the house. Talked to her crazy. Now, I will say this. The girl did show up disrespectful. Now, I'm going to say that. That shirt she had unbuttoned and you could still see her bra. You was doing too much, ma'am. You was doing too much, and that was disrespectful. I'm going to just go ahead and put that out there. That was very disrespectful. So she told the girl to button the shirt up. The girl gonna say the button is broken. Like, they was catty. So they get in his car, because I guess he's driving to the date. Which, again, another reason why I just don't feel like they should come to the house. Because I just don't feel like they should come to the house. Anyway, she gets in the car. Shay gonna tell her, don't put her arm on the armrest, because that's her armrest. Really? Really? Why are you allowing this woman to see that she has you that bothered? Why are you doing this? Like, again, I just feel like deja vu of last season, when Alexa responded a certain way to certain things that were going on. And again, I just have to say, girl, you knew what the deal was. You knew this woman was going to show up at your house. You know the whole premise of the show. You ain't had no problem last week when it was your turn. All that is so unnecessary, and it shows me something, because if you're doing this with a woman that you absolutely know is a part of the show, you agreed to, I can only imagine what happens when you think he out there messing around. Now, what we did find out is that he has not been faithful to her, and that's part of where this insecurity comes from. But I'm gonna say to you, just like I would say to any of my friends, listen, if you got to do all that to make sure to make yourself feel like he's being faithful to you, then baby, it ain't worth it. All that ain't necessary, because you made yourself look like a whole fool. You did. But let me just go ahead and kick them over to the side. Let me get to this last couple. So we had Shorty and Brian. We find out that first of all, Brian took the necklace that Hollywood gave Shorty and threw it over their balcony. Okay. Then he took her phone, went into the bathroom, locked himself in the bathroom for hours, she said, refused to give her phone back, and absolutely went through everything in her phone. So there's a couple of things I'm going to say before we get into the second part of this. The first part of this I'm going to say is, you don't have no lock on your phone? Like, I mean, did he pick it up, like, right out of your hand and it was already unlocked? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, because, I mean, there's a way you could do it and you have access to the phone. Because I swear my little nephew, I don't know what he does, but that boy can get in my phone. So I know that ways to make it happen. But I am really sitting here like, hours he had your phone in the bathroom? For hours. So then we see where this man has taken pictures, screenshots of her financial statements out of her bank, which tells me, again, he had to have your password. Because, again, I have the app on my phone, but you can't get into the app on my phone unless you have the password. So, again, Shorty, I'm going to say that you need to change up some stuff. You need to change your passwords. And I know that when people are in relationships, they're like, oh, I don't mind giving him my password. It's a sign of trust, whatever. See, folks. And that's why, because for things like this, if y'all ain't married and y'all don't have no legal bond to each other, he don't need all that much access to anything you have. That's my opinion, and I stand on it, okay? Even if y'all living together and y'all sharing bills or whatever, if you ain't my husband, we ain't married, I will give you, which I will cash app you the cable bill. We'll pay the rent, however we're going to pay the rent. You don't need to see what's in my account. And even if I choose to show you, the fact that he felt like he had a right to log into her bank accounts, because if with the password she trusted you with or whatever, take pictures of my accounts. And then he texted them to himself, or he emailed them to himself, but she saw when he sent her the messages. I mean, she saw when he sent himself this information. And for him to sit there and act like he didn't do anything wrong, and how dare her be upset at what he did, and how dare she respond the way she's responding, almost as if she did something wrong. Yeah, bruh, Houston, we got a real problem. I mean, and then she even said, show me, I want you to delete them right now. Show me you deleting them. And he wouldn't do it. He got an attitude. And again, he act like, she did something wrong. The violation, sir, you have no right to go through my bank accounts. And what was your purpose for screenshotting my information? Do you want to keep up with, like, do you want to look at my what I'm charging on my card, what I'm swiping, how I'm spending my money? Are you kidding me right now? And so, of course, he's already insecure. He already feels some kind of way. And then when she was saying the thing she was saying about Hollywood, where she said, listen, I enjoyed talking to him. I felt like me and him could have conversations. And he was like, you can't talk to me? You don't feel like you could talk to me? And ultimately, she decided that she wanted to go out on a second date with Hollywood. And I said, see, there we go. Now, we already know it don't go nowhere, because Hollywood got a whole girlfriend that he be all over Instagram with. But that doesn't mean that it didn't make things complicated for the purposes of the show, okay? Now, when he went on his date, he ain't do nothing. He said he was so upset because they made up. But he was like, he was so upset. He was so preoccupied with what was going on at home and what was going on with Shorty that he really couldn't even focus, and he really couldn't enjoy himself. So he didn't even really entertain the date like he should have, right? He really didn't go there. And like I said, I can't, because there was so many warning bells before we even got started on those dates, child. I couldn't even get into the dates good. But all the dates went the same way. Why you single? Well, why y'all ain't married? Well, what do you think you looking for in a relationship? Well, you don't think you found it? Like, same shit, different day as far as the dates were concerned. But that date that went out with Alfonso, I don't know. She might be the new Kai this season. I don't know. I'm just gonna put that out there like that. I don't know. And then, like I said, I'm very worried about Brian and Shorty, because that immature display right there, no ma'am. No ma'am. That made me feel some kind of way. I ain't even gonna lie. Anyway, y'all let me know what y'all think. Drop it in the comments. Peace.